Hey guys, I'm Ken. Thanks for joining me for the finale of our RPG Maker custom battle system tutorial. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Let's go to this map right here, and I just want to switch this teleport event to display on our battle map C. And let me just give you guys a quick reminder of what our finished custom battle system looks like. Yeah, so there is a bit of a lag, once again, because of screen recording that's going on. Yeah, so that's just really laggy. Camtasia Studio makes it, drops the frames per second and kind of does that battle system a bit of injustice. I do have a video where I think I used fraps or something like that on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out for a better, more accurate picture of what the battle system would look like without all that lag. Anyways, so this is Battle Map C. The main differences from Battle Map B, which we went over last tutorial, and Battle Map C are in these two events right here, these two events right here. We edited this event right here, we edit this event right here, and then we edit these two events right here. And that's all we're going to be doing. Everything else, all the other events are going to be the same from the previous two tutorials, and from Battle Map B and Battle Map A. Once that happens. Okay. Yeah, I just changed the event graphics, the sprites. I added some here for this wolf event, and also did the same thing for this hero avatar event. These sprites are not visible because, well, they are only displayed when the hero, when any action and enemy any action are equal to the value 0, which is only in the first 0.5 seconds of the map, if you remember from our previous tutorial. And also the sprites for these for the wolf and for the character, they kind of hide these graphics, these event graphics. So I just wanted to kind of use a visual reference while I was editing to kind of make things easier. That's the only reason I added those. But anyways, you can see here I have 7 different pages for this event. Pages 2 through 7 do not have any event graphics. All I'm doing is basically each page is it corresponds to a different animation with that sprite. So this is the starting pose. This is going to be, one is equal to the standing pose, so on and so forth. And all I'm doing for each is setting these variables, enemy 1x and enemy 1y, to have, this event's screen relative to x and screen relative to y, respectively. The reason I wanted to do this for each of these events, or for each of these pages, instead of making just another, event, and see what I could have done is I could have copied this, pasted this, and then instead of this event right here, I could have chosen wolf for that and chosen wolf here, and then you just set it to parallel process and be done with it. But instead of doing that, I have 7 pages, and the reason is because so right here you can see that I had to do some adjusting for the coordinations. So enemy 1x I'm subtracting 10, and enemy 1y I'm subtracting 15. And the reason is because for enemy 1 action, the value of 4, if we go back to our animation event, that's going to be its attack animation. So right there. And the reason I had to readjust it is because it didn't display properly over that event. So I had to kind of change the coordinates to make sure the sprites were positioned properly. And same thing for this hero avatar event. Right here you can see enemy 1 any action 5, so whatever that animation is, I had to change the value for the sprite's X coordinate to kind of make it positioned properly. So that's all I'm doing here. I can run through these pages. I just have for hero 1 any action 5, hero 1x subtracted by 10, and for this event all I have is right here any enemy 1 any action for the value of 4, you subtract the x by 10 and you subtract the y by minus 15. If you're using these exact sprites, or these exact, not even sprites, but if you're using these exact graphics with these exact dimensions, then these would be exact. You would do the same thing, but you're probably going to be using either different sprites, or even if you go to the spriter's resource and make your own graphics, while cropping you're going to get different dimensions, so these are probably going to need adjusting, but that's how you do it. Anyways, I think that's enough time on setting that up. Let's go to this event right here. This is going to be our starting event. So once again, we have the show picture. We did a lot of this last time in the last tutorial, but some things are a bit different. So remember last tutorial I said you could do the option hold other processes during transition, because this has a transition time of 0.5. Well, if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to play the sound effect until after 0.5 seconds. If I leave this unchecked, I can do a wait for 0.3 seconds, and then I can do a sound effect or whatever you want, and then do another wait for 0.2 seconds. That way it kind of flows together a lot smoother than it would otherwise. Otherwise, you know, if we did this, then you would have to wait 0.5 seconds, and then I probably wouldn't have this, and after 0.5 seconds you would have this sound effect go off, and then I probably wouldn't need this. Yeah, it's up to you, but that's always an option to keep in mind. And what I'm doing here is I created a variable hero random SE. SE stands for sound effect, so I'm doing an operation set equal to, you want to do the random number operand, and you want to do, you know, how many sound effects are you going to have. I have 3 sound effects that I imported, so I'm doing 0 through 2. Then I'm doing conditional branches, so if you know, this is basically randomizing this variable from value of between the values of 0 and 2. So every time this battle starts, it's going to choose a different sound effect. It's going to choose a different one of these conditions. So if it's 0, it's going to play this sound effect. You probably can't hear that because I have my headphones in. If it's 1, it's going to play another sound effect. If it's 2, it's going to play another sound effect. And of course, we did this last tutorial. We're just changing the hero animation variable and the enemy animation variable to 1, which gets the sprites out of their entry poses and into their standing poses. So we just kind of added sound effects, and that's how we edited this event. And as soon as it's equal to 1, then we have this page where nothing happens, just so you know this isn't being looped over and over again. Okay, now we're going to get into the bulk of what makes this map come alive. So this is, we had this event last time, the menu choices, but we only had this last menu choice for, this is run, I believe, so battle menu selection is equal to 3. That it has that value of 3 when run is highlighted on your GUI. So let me see if I can find the display. So 3 right here. Just in case you missed my last video tutorial, you can see that run is highlighted in orange when the value is equal to 3. So that's what we did for the last video tutorial. All I'm doing here again is, you know, adding sound effects. So I just have this default RTP footstep sound effect, and another sound effect here, and you know, we went over all this last tutorial. So yeah, nothing new there other than the sound effects. What we didn't do last tutorial we will cover in pages 1, pages 2, and page 4. So page 1, this is where this is set up by the precondition where battle menu selection is equal to 0, and we also have a new switch created called hero turn. I have two new switches that I created. So if I go to 61 through 80 here, I created a switch 63 called hero turn, and I created a switch 64 called mob turn. So you know, the battle is always going to start off with hero turn turned on and mob turn turned off, and 0 is equivalent to the attack option on your GUI. So this is a condition. It's checking to see if the enemy won any action is equal to 1. You know, remember that only occurs after their entry poses have run through, their entry animations have run through, and they're starting their standing animations. So once it equals 1, once there's, you know, in their standing animations, then and only then, if you press 5 or if you press enter on your keyboard, and remember in key input processing, the value of 5 is equal to either spacebar, it could be Z, it could be enter on your keyboard, then the following will happen. So we have another switch here. You need to turn that on. So halt action. Well, let me show you guys here. I believe I have 2 new pages for this event, for the battle key input process event. I have a halt action, which we just turned on, and then I have a battle over, which we'll go over later. Halt action. So because this switch is turned on, none of the following event lines can be instantiated. So if you try to press down or up on your keyboard, the GUI would not change in terms of its graphics, nor would it change in terms of its values, because the switch is turned on and there's nothing in this page. So you want to do that because you pressed the action key, your hero character is attacking the monster. You don't want to be able to switch you know, your items in your GUI and kind of mess things up there by doing that. So yeah, you want to have a switch for that. Then I have a play sound effect, just a RTP choice 2 sound effect, and then I have a variable operation where I'm changing the hero 1 any action variable to 2. And if we go back here, you can see that 2 is equivalent to charge. So this is where the character charges towards the enemy, and that will run through for a while. And then we have a hero random sound effect. You know, once again, I'm just doing a random number between 0 and 2, which means I have 3 options, 3 conditional branches. It'll choose one of these 3 at random. So if it chooses 0, it'll play that sound effect. If it chooses 1, it'll play that sound effect. And if it chooses 2, it'll play that sound effect. And then I have a move event. For those of you who do not know, I'm not sure if we've covered this before, but move event can be found in the event commands under page 2, and then move event. And all I'm doing here is turning the hero avatar. So remember, it's this event right here. Turning the phase mode on, and phase mode on is basically telling the engine that that event can go through other events, so there's no collision there. And this is just a precautionary bit that I use so that, you know, that event doesn't get stuck during movement. Because we're not on a playable town map or something like that, collision doesn't really matter in this, you know, situation. So I have that turned on, and then I just move it left a couple of times. You know, you just want to kind of count, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You probably want to do 12 move left event lines. Then I just have a proceed with movement that'll ensure that everything here gets moved. I also have ignore possible moves checked. So even if for some reason the event can't move, because this is checked, it would move regardless. So you want to make sure that's checked on. I have a proceed with movement that can be found on page 2 as well. Right here, proceed with movement. then I have a hero 1 any action is equal to 3, and